Hi, my name is Ashley, and I'm here with Jayne Anderton today. How are you doing, Jayne?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm so happy to have you and learn a little bit more about you and what you do. Also, I'm own Health and Fitness Meals in Salt Lake City, and Jayne here also is in the food industry. And you just started a bakery called Baking with Kindness. And do you want to tell us a little bit about that and how it got started?
Yeah, sure. The seed was planted about 8 years ago when I kind of changed my diet to a vegan diet and have always loved baking. I learned to bake when I was like 7 by myself and have just always loved it. And once I transitioned into this vegan diet, then I decided, hey, I want to offer these baked goods that are tasty and yummy and kind to our bodies, our planet. And it built up for about 8 years, and I finally just let go of excuses and did it this last summer. So yeah, it's been. I also really love just giving back and providing lots of love and kindness, and I show that through my baked goods a lot of the time.
Good. And I mean, I've known you for a while, and I know you're so passionate about being kind to the animals and like your vegan lifestyle. And I got to eat a lot of your food before you opened this company. But what I found most interesting is how different binders are for vegan food versus like traditional baked items. Can you tell us just a little bit about the major difference between like a vegan pastry, say, than a traditional?
Oh, for sure. Rather than using like eggs, you might use a flax water combination or baking powder. Some people use like the egg replacer, which it's essentially baking powder. So I kind of don't do that, but there's also silken tofu you can use, applesauce, bananas, a lot of really great options to switch out and still have those baked goods that you grew up with and remember from your childhood.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, definitely say that you can't really tell a huge difference, especially when you do it well, like you do.
Well,
Um,
thank you.
so, how long have you been in business exactly?
I have been in business since July, so it's still a little baby business, and but it is growing and learning every day. It's been a very fun adventure.
Good. I'm so excited for you and how far you've come in just this short amount of time. I mean, one of the things that I really was excited to hear about was like some of the business that you're getting already, which we can get into a little bit later. But first, I really want to talk about your kitchen and some of the like health regulations and things that you had to get going in order to get this launched.
Oh, definitely. It's so I my home has a second kitchen, which I was able to utilize for a cottage kitchen, and had to ensure that it was up to code, make sure that I had the appropriate washing tools, as well as like the mixes to sanitize at home. I do some gluten-free items, so I have to have separate bowls and tools for those items as well, to kind of prevent that cross-contamination for those who have that difficulty. But also, I had an inspection. A couple of the Department of Agriculture members came out, inspected the kitchen, and approved it. They was not really as big of a deal as I had built it up in my mind to be. It's my second kitchen is has a door to it, so it is pretty closed off, and I'm able to close the doors when I am not baking to prevent anything from getting in there. Yeah.
So I do know that it does have to be a separate kitchen, and that's really important. You can't just
Yeah.
Make sure that your current kitchen's equipped, that you do your regular daily things in. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe like why that would be, and then also what the expense was? I mean, you had already had kind of the hookups and everything for a separate kitchen in your home, correct?
Yeah. I was fortunate, and just the kitchen was ready to go. There were already doors on the kitchen, so I didn't have to really have any construction to get it approved. But you definitely need a separate kitchen, especially if you have pets. Their hair can fly anywhere and can go. I mean, my parents have a dog, and her hair is in the bathroom, even though she never goes in the bathroom. So it's pretty crazy what can float around in our environments without us really knowing about it and thinking about it. But also, I mean, your own personal meal preparation can cause messes, or can cause some issues for having that business space, the cottage food kitchen. So it is definitely important to have them separate, and the cleanliness factor is easier when they're separate, I would definitely say.
So as far as you, do you have to have any sort of personal certifications, like a food safety manager certification, just food handlers? How does that work for you individually?
So for my business, I have a food handler's permit, and then just the approval from the Department of Agriculture for the food cottage kitchen. I also have to get my recipes approved through the Department of Agriculture, just to make sure that they are shelf stable. Having a food cottage kitchen, we're not allowed to sell things that need to be refrigerated, and so that's why the recipes need to be approved prior.
And so you're telling me that there are certain things that you cannot bake out of your kitchen. Tell us a little bit about those and why they're outside of that regulation.
Well, things like ice cream, one thing that I am very excited to offer one day, I'm not able to offer right now. It's their rules are set up, so if it goes to a store or a bakery or something, and they just want it to be shelf stable. As far as the rules behind that, I have not done my research as well as I probably should. I just know that I'm not allowed to do it.
I think you're also telling me what you can't make apple pie.
Right? Oh, I can do apple pie, pumpkin pie. So pies that couldn't be shelf stable. So like pumpkin pie or chocolate cream pie, banana cream pie, just pies that need to set in the fridge, or key lime pie. Some of the delicious, I mean, all of them are delicious, but have to wait.
And that's not because they're you're saying cream pie, but I mean, yours obviously wouldn't be dairy based.
No, for mine, I use coconut.
Okay. So it doesn't have to do with what goes into it as far as how it sets or how it stores.
So how it stores and how it sets is their rule for now. It would be great if they changed it, but I am assuming I will have to eventually just move away from the cottage and go to commercial so I can begin to offer those things.
Tell me what your biggest sellers are right now. What are your major products?
One of the most favorite sellers is actually a gluten-free peanut butter cookie. Is definitely a hot item in the coffee shop Rugged Grounds that sells a bunch of my items. That's been one of the most popular items, as well as the gluten-free peanut butter bars. Peanut butter is a theme, which I can't blame people for loving it. I love it too.
I love peanut butter also. So you said you do mostly cookies and like bars then? Yeah,
cookies, bars, scones, pies, cakes, muffins. Also, we've added some muffins onto the menu and playing around with new recipes all the time. Galliers, brownies.
I didn't even know what the first one was.
The first one?
You said Galliers?
Oh, Galliers. It's basically like a mini handheld pie.
Oh, okay. But, yeah. Like obviously apple pie is not pumpkin pie.
Yeah. Yeah, I do blueberry Galliers mostly for the Galliers, but I could do like apple or cherry. I've been playing around with cherry recipes, but I haven't perfected any that I wanted to add to the menu quite yet.
So you mentioned that your stuff is in cafes, which is awesome. Do you also is that your primary where you get most of your business, or do you also do like events, like like catering events and things like that?
I have done one catering event so far. Hopefully we'll do more in the future. But most of my revenue does come from the coffee shops that support me as well as I support them. Would you like to hear about the coffee shops, or should we talk about those a little later?
I would love to hear about the coffee shops. We can go right into there. I want to know how you found them and why you thought they were really great for Baked with Kindness, especially with your vegan brand.
Great, yeah. Well, along with my choice on dietary views and ethical views, I also believe sustainably, if you can do things locally, it's going to benefit your community first and foremost, as well as yourself. And so I was looking around for some local coffee shops, and a couple of the coffee shops here in Provo, Rugged Grounds, actually my sister-in-law works at, and so I would visit there before I started the bakery and fell in love with the coffee shop. They have such an amazing vibe in there, and the decor is beautiful, and they really have a eco-friendly, sustainable vision, and it just aligns so well with my striving to be as organic and sustainable as I possibly can. And also, I was driving through downtown Provo and noticed a new coffee shop on Center Street and got super excited because, we could always use more coffee in Utah County, and more coffee shops are popping up, which just fills my heart with joy. Can never get enough coffee. But they are called Peace on Earth, and I just dropped in and dropped a sample box off, and they replied and just said, hey, we want your stuff, and give me a chance. And it's really awesome to connect with a lot of the local businesses here. The bakery that has my items in there, I've known the owner for that bakery for quite some time. I actually worked for her a bit last year before I started the bakery, and I would say that she definitely helped get my motivations in gear to start this. I think it was that fire that I just needed to just do it finally.
So you worked for her?
Oh, I'm sorry. I kind of bounced around there. So Julia, she owns Honey and Grains Bakery in Springville. And so I worked there for about 6 months this last year, right before I opened the bakery. But the Peace on Earth coffee shop in Provo, as well as Rugged, I haven't worked for, but they've been so kind to support me. And I just think the world of all three of these businesses. They're all local business owners that are striving to create such great products and have great environments within their own communities and Utah County as a whole. And so I definitely I'm grateful to be a part of their journey as well as have them a part of mine.
So you worked at this other bakery, and they were not a vegan bakery, is that correct?
Yeah, they were not a vegan bakery.
Okay.
But a lot of their stuff is actually vegan, which is kind of interesting and funny. So it kind of worked.
So tell me a little bit about like what else you do, I guess, because this is what you do. I don't know about full time. I know that you're a mother also full time. Tell me about, do you juggle any other jobs along with this?
Currently, I'm only working for the bakery, like with the bakery. I am a mom. I am a room mom for my daughter's class, so that comes with its own slew of responsibilities, as well as volunteering for her class weekly, which I love, and I'm so grateful that I get to have the opportunity to be involved in her life and in her school life, especially. But yeah, mom, bakery, baker, owner. I volunteer when I can. My daughter and I like to volunteer at Petco. We have our Saturday shift where we go and clean the kitty cat kennels, and that's one of our favorite things to do during the week. But other than that, just try to soak up as much time as we can as a family.
Mm-hmm. So having a kitchen in your home and like balancing your family life, how how does that work well with like your schedule and everything that you obviously do as a mom?
It can get kind of crazy sometimes. I love how much support I have from my husband and my daughter. My daughter will wake up when I'm baking in the morning, and baking for the shops, I usually wake up pretty early, sometimes at 2, sometimes at 4, just depending on what they're putting in their order, because I want to get their orders to them on opening. And so my daughter woke up this last week at like 4:30, and she comes into the kitchen and she's like, "I'm not tired, Mom. I'm not tired. I'm ready to go deliver with you. And she told me, one of my favorite things to do is go and deliver baked goods with you. And so I'm really grateful for the support of my family, and that I can involve them in it as well. It's not really just my bakery, but it's our bakery that we can share with our community. And I would not say that it's always easy. Sometimes it can feel like a juggling act, because you've got to make sure all of the ingredients are in the kitchen, make sure that everything is set the night before, and that everything is taken care of on a personal level as well as in the kitchen. And it can get crazy, but I definitely couldn't do it without the support from my husband and daughter. They've both been amazing and loving and supportive throughout all of it. So they've been great.
I hear that so much of people say like maybe my husband has nothing to do with this company, but I couldn't do it without their support. And that's so great to hear. I love hearing all about that. And as far as like your daughter, I mean, it probably just means so much for her to be able to see her mother doing something she's so passionate about, and like putting so much into that, and setting such a great example for her.
Oh, for sure. I believe that we are the example for everything for our kids. And it took me a while to get this business going, and I thought of every excuse I could to not do it. And really, I'm grateful that I was able to come to the realization that I can do whatever I put my mind to, and I'm able to be that example to her, that she can do whatever she wants to do in her life as well, even if she has a family, even if she has a million things to do every day. And as long as she wants it, she can work for it and get it.
You're definitely setting that example to her, so that's wonderful. That's what I want for all of future generation of women, because there's so few of us that are making our own businesses, which is why I'm so passionate about talking to other people that are breaking out and doing that as well. So tell me about your future plans for Baking with Kindness, because I know you were telling me a little bit about, your business model and where you want to go from here. So tell me about that.
Oh, definitely. In the future, we will have a storefront. Before the storefront, I'm sure we will have a food truck where we can go to different markets, events, come and cater to you. I would love to get involved with maybe even some of the Twilight events where they do their food vendors. Who doesn't love a sweet treat when they're jamming out to their music? Or come get your cookie, come get your maybe ice cream cookie when farmers markets come around. Who knows? But yeah, I'm definitely saving and working for that food truck, and then afterwards a location to have everyone come and be cozy and feel at home.
And so have you done any, or is that something you're looking to get into maybe in next summer?
Say that one more time.
Have you done any farmers markets yet?
Oh, I haven't yet. I've looked into it, and I am working on that. Working on getting all the booths set up, ready, and all the marketing materials that I would need. But I am seriously considering the Salt Lake City Farmers Market for next season. I would so love to be up there. That would be a dream.
That would be so great. I can see you there. That would be really exciting.
Yeah.
So you were talking about first thinking a food truck and doing farmers markets in the near future before potentially having a storefront. You were kind of telling me about, and this is something that I really believe strongly in my business model too, is not exceeding like your means or what you have business for. So currently nobody else is helping you bake. It's like a one-man bakery right now. For me, it was very much like you don't hire somebody else until you have the demands and you can't possibly do it. Just like you don't buy the food truck until the business is there and the business can pay for the business.
Definitely. Definitely. I am a strong believer in not getting into debt if you absolutely can swing it. And I do not want to get into debt for anything. I obviously have a house, so I have some debt, but I want to do this from the ground up, and definitely will be trying to market to maybe corporations to get a food truck a little bit faster, or storefront a little bit faster. But yeah, I do all the baking myself. Currently, it's a one-woman show, and I wear many hats, as you know. You wear many hats also. But it's been a fun learning experience, and I definitely look forward to growing and someday welcoming a little family into my kitchen or into a commercial kitchen. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But as far as when someone joins my team, that's a good question. I don't know. My husband Wayne has offered to help many times, and he's really great, but he's busy enough. So.
Well, that's good. I think it's a great growth model and plan. And so I'm really excited to see you at the farmers market, see you get the truck. I'd love it if your storefront got to be up in Salt Lake.
Oh, for sure.
In the future. All right. Let's see. Finally, okay, so if you were to, if you have one piece of advice from your experience that you would leave other women with today who are looking to start their own business, what would it be?
Believe and invest in yourself, because you are the only thing holding yourself back from your dreams, and you are more powerful than you could ever imagine. Your power is really limitless if you allow yourself to have that perspective.
I love that. Believe and invest in yourself. I just put that up underneath. We should make that your quote when I do your. I love it. It's great. I completely agree with that. You're only going to go as far as like you can invest and believe into yourself. Otherwise, it's never going to become a reality.
Definitely. Don't put limits on yourself, because that's the only thing that's going to limit you. Is if you put limits on yourself, if you believe that you can do whatever you want to do, even if they're crazy goals that seem unattainable, there's so many little steps that can get you to those crazy goals.
Well, thanks so much, Jayne, for coming on today. We're at the end of the interview where you get to ask me a question that you'd like. Hold on, let me put that up on the title. And question.
All right, so my question for you is, what do you feel is the most vital tool that has helped you with your growth?
The most vital.
I know that can be tough to pick one. You can name a few if you.
Social media and marketing. I don't know. I would say definitely somewhere along the lines of technology and social media, because those things are so huge. I mean, having a website, having social media marketing, having Google, it's just been huge. I can't tell you how many times people Google us. That's the way the platform's set up, how the Google reviews will show up and make a big difference and impact the business. So I'd say outside of finding something that you love and doing it, you really have to, no matter what you do, no matter any company, you have to fully immerse yourself into, creating a website and knowing social media and doing the whole online aspect, because that's just where businesses are going and expanding. So I would say understanding it, investing in it, is really the best way to get your business and your name out there.
I agree. We live in such a great time. I mean, if you don't utilize it, learn to.
Yeah, you can have the best product ever, but if nobody knows about it, it's not doing anything. If nobody knows about, Baked with Kindness, like nobody is buying it, like your message isn't getting out there. And obviously, like you're taking the steps. You've got your social media, so anybody who's listening should go follow Baked with Kindness and look for her stuff, because it's probably going to start showing up at a lot more coffee shops. And you said the one just opened downtown, right?
Yeah, Rugged Grounds just opened their shop. It's right next to the Green Pig and on 400 South. It's such a beautiful shop. They've worked so hard on it, and it's amazing. I really love their shop. They make their own syrups, their own emulsions. They have organic tea, organic coffee, just great people, great shop, as well as Peace on Earth and Honey and Grains. I absolutely love those two places as well. But if you're in Salt Lake, check out Rugged Grounds. They just opened. They have some great vegan treats.
Yeah. I definitely am excited. I know exactly where that is. So I was like, if I'll get all fan mode if I see your cookies.
Do it. They're definitely a good one. And you can feel, I wouldn't say that baked goods are healthy because there's still sugar in them. We all know that sugar, even if it's organic, it's not real great for our bodies. But you can feel better about putting kinder ingredients, less, there's not pesticides in them and things like that. So doing yourself a kindness as well as the planet a kindness.
Well, thank you, Jayne. It might not be good for you, but sometimes it's just good for your soul, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes we just need a piece of cake or a cookie or like a whole cake. Sometimes I love to eat baked goods. So
even though I'm in the health food industry,
indulging's good.
But thank you so much for coming on. I've been so excited to hear about everything that you've been doing. I'm super proud of you. I think that's great, and I'm so excited to see where you're going. So congrats on everything, Jayne, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so fun to see all of the Boss Ladies Sundays and the events that you've been doing. I think it's a great thing for our community. More women, I hope more women are empowered to go after and chase their dreams, because we can accomplish anything. And congrats to you. You've been doing amazing as well. It's been fun to watch you grow and start another business, and it's been really cool.
Yeah, it's been really fun. But thank you for coming on, Jayne. You guys have a good day. I'll let you know about when your video goes up and get your feature stuff together.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a lovely day too.
Bye.
See ya.